Mic check. Are you guys hearing me?
So we can hear you, but you're not really.
Oh. Okay. You say you can hear me about what?
I was saying you're rather low.
Oh, low. Okay. All right. Hello and welcome everyone. All right. Just getting some stuff ready. So guys, do you know what happens today? No answers, crickets. Dorman, are you here, Dorman?
Yes, sir.
What happens today?
The presentation.
Oh wow, you're so excited. All right, guys. So, um, let me pull this up real quick. Okay. How's my phone full? All right, cool. So this is up. We had some groups here. Here we go. So we're taking a little break from our journey on the major project. And we had some groups here. Crap, wait 1 minute. Right. We have some groups here. And we have some topics. Now, as you guys already know, we have been looking into this from the first class. We've been looking into this project, this BIM project, and we're using it as a kind of way to learn about some features about Revit, right? So, our handout. Let's jump over to computing. Right, so our assignment handout has a list of topics. So we're just going to go down the topic for today, and we're gonna do presentation, then some QA, then the next presentation. That will be the rhythm. Yeah, I think that will be the rhythm, and the aim is that we're gonna get through all the different groups today. We will do about 5. Let me see how much we have in total. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so we have 11. So we'll try and get through like five, and then we'll do the other five, and then we'll do the other six later today. We'll just try to get through as much as we can. All right. So everybody will present, and there's going to be three areas that we look at. There we go. Right, three areas that we look at. You're going to define the topic, give an industry use case, and then do a demonstration. Did anybody pre-record, by the way? Or are you gonna do this live? Anybody give me a thumbs up if you tried out the pre-recording option.
Yes, sir. My group is pre-recorded.
Okay, anybody doing it live? Oh, anything? Okay, let's see.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and some doing it live. All right. Cool. So with that said, the first group is going to be what is design options, right? So the design options group, let me get my stuff ready because we're just going to mark this. Oh no, not this. We don't need that. This. We just mark this on the fly as you present. So I am going to stop my share. Right. And then I'm gonna take some notes here so that I can mark. All right. So is that group ready? Which one is that again? The first one? Yeah, the first group. No, nobody choose the first one, so we're starting with the second one, which is gonna be Sarto.
Sir, I thought was the presentation at 6 p.m.
Say again?
I thought the presentation was later today.
Well, we're just going down the list.
I do have the recording, but I have some voiceover to do. That's it.
Oh, okay. So you're still preparing. All right, all right.
Yeah.
Group three, Gavin.
Um, well, I've asked my group members if we're ready still. Group members, we can present right
All right,
now.
all right. Well, let me do it this way then. Um, who wants to go first? Who is ready and wants to go first? So let's go with. I'm gonna go with who wants to present first. Get it out of the way. We can go now. And if no one wants to present, then we just go according to the list. So who is ready? Change this audio. Yeah, not hearing anybody saying they're ready. Nobody ready going once, nobody ready going twice. Well, Gavin, I guess that means that you are presenting. You ready?
Yes, sir. Ready.
All right. After Gavin's group, We have what are scope boxes? And that will be Okeri. Okeri, I'm just calling the person who is there first. I'm not saying that you're necessarily the group leader. Scope boxes. Is that group ready to go next?
No, not really, sir.
Not really.
Um,
All right.
if we
All
can present at 6, I would really appreciate that.
right. Hold on. So it sounds like we are hold on. Is there let me see. You guys you guys did your study tour presentation when? No,
This
you
is
did
due
it on the
on Friday,
24th.
sir. That's
Right.
why we locked in.
Hold on, it's not the 24th, it is the 24th, which is two. No, you say it's Friday,
Yeah,
27th.
Friday,
that's
yeah.
that's fourth year have it the 24th. No, no,
Okay,
not third
okay.
year.
Right. So you have yours on Friday. All right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So we definitely want to get these presentations out, and then we're gonna continue on our merit path. Um,
So group 6 can go after
all
Gavin's
right,
presentation.
all right, Gavin, you ready to share? Oh, all right. So Gavin group has Gavin Chambers. I'm just doing the register of those who are in the group and who are here.
So group 3 about to share screen. Just trying to yeah.
All right, you getting things up and running. All right. By the way, did everyone here register for the class site? You know that button that you pick the class website? Um, because I have my grading sheet here, and I don't know if this is everybody here. This
No,
button,
sir.
oh, I'm not sharing. But you guys
Question.
supposed to know what I'm talking. All right, can you do that for me quickly,
Sir,
everyone?
question. Normally you send out like an email at the start of the semester where we can register through
Mhm.
the email with the link, but I didn't receive that email.
No. You do it on the class website.
On the
So in
Okay.
the email, it tell you to do it on the website. So what I need you guys to do is to just take 5 minutes to do that now, because I when I put in the grades, that's how you guys get to click the check grades button, and then you can see your grades. But that's how I collect your names. All right, guys.
So I can
So
share
for those
screen.
who yeah, you can go ahead. So those who are just coming in, please, if you have not registered for the class site, go ahead and do that now, because I need to have it so that I can add the grade beside your name in my system. All right, because when you do your name, when you register the site, it shows up in my system, and that's how you guys get your grades. And again, this has nothing to do with UTech system, or you know this already. This has nothing to do with UTech system. This is just there we go, just for our system. So right before you start, Gavin, I'm looking at thing here. 25, 26. Okay, yeah, I see some persons just pop in a while ago. Good. Good. If you did it already, guys, don't do it again. You don't need to. All right. All right, Gavin, I'm just checking for your group to make sure that you are in the list so that you guys can get your grade. So So, so this is Gavin Wilson. Chambers. You putting your name at Chambers? Are you doing that now? And so, and Gordon. Chambers, you had your name yet? Yes, no? All right, I'll just put a placeholder. All right. Go ahead. Gavin.
You hearing me?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you and I'm seeing you loud and clear.
All right. So, good morning. Yeah. Group 3 was assigned current routes to basically explore. So firstly, what are current routes? And done by Ansel, Zachary, Regina, myself, and yeah. So
let's just talk about what a curtain wall is. A curtain wall is defined as a thin, usually aluminum framed wall containing infills of glass, metal panels, or thin stone. The framing is attached to the building structure and does not carry the floor or roof loads of the building. The wind and gravity loads of the curtain wall are transferred to the building structure, typically at the floor line. What does all of this mean? Well, this is a typical curtain wall. You can see it's aluminum. And what the aluminum is doing is taking all the dead
Are we
load,
supposed to be
just
seeing
static
something?
load, things that don't move, of the windows.
you're not seeing a video,
Yo,
right?
Gavin,
No,
Yeah.
no. We're just
I
seeing
think
what
I'll
is the
put it
curtain wall.
full screen, like put it in slide, like slide.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. All right, so hold on.
up.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I don't know. Share sound.
We were hearing, I think we were hearing, right, guys? But we just weren't seeing.
All right, let me start the back. Hold on. Uh, like you seen the second slide now?
Yeah.
All right. So I can make the video restart.
So let's just talk about what a curtain wall is. A curtain wall is defined as a thin, usually aluminum framed wall containing infills of glass, metal panels, or thin stone. The framing is attached to the building structure and does not carry the floor or roof loads of the building. The wind and gravity loads of the curtain wall are transferred to the building structure, typically at the floor line. What does all of this mean? Well, this is a typical curtain wall. You can see it's aluminum. And what the aluminum is doing is taking all the dead load is just static load, things that don't move, of the windows, either to the ground or to these supports on the side. So the windows don't actually carry the load of the building. Here's another couple of curtain walls, this big entrance. It's like the roof here. This roof is not carried by the glass in any way. It goes to the columns and down to the ground. The glass in this, you can sort of see it all the way to the roof. It's going to go around to the columns, down through the columns, down through the columns. The weight of the windows will go to the beam that's sitting right here, and it's all transferred to the ground. The windows will not carry load. So you got to be careful with that. If you're designing something full of glass, you got to figure out how I'm going to carry all the heavy loads. The windows will be affected by wind loads, wind blowing on them. Gravity loads means just gravity, the weight of the object. Anything else, sun, temperature, you got to worry about that too, expansion and contraction. But a curtain wall is not a load-bearing system. Here's another view. And you might get curved glass, and you can see it's kind of difficult because this whole roof and all the water and all the snow, whatever you get on top, has to be transferred to the ground, to the foundation. So that's what these aluminum columns are doing. You got to find some way of taking the loads off the windows and down to the ground. Same thing over here. Roof loads go to these columns, down to the ground.
So, the benefit. So typically see curtain walls prominent in commercial buildings, such as like convenience stores, clothes stores. If you go malls, you normally see a lot of curtain walls at each store in each store. You see them at a lot of hotels, and you see them in a lot of office buildings, even locally. So it improves energy efficiency by reducing heat transfer and help maintain stable indoor temperatures. They use advanced glazing, meaning they stack the glass behind each other, so that they can improve insulation and reduce the heat gain. And then using the glass allow for more natural light into the buildings, and seeing that, for example, an office building might be very big and dense in size. The curtain wall would provide each floor with natural light without the dependence on artificial lighting. They're also lightweight, so it's easier to construct, and there's less kind of focus, or I guess caution, on the load of it, or how much load it's bearing on the ground, which would mean that they wouldn't have to use such a big foundation in the use of curtain walls. And they require less maintenance over time as they're durable. And as you can see in the pictures, they can be used in many different ways and styles that still works for the typology of the building. So as I say, you normally see them in hotels. If you go to malls, each store might have a curtain wall or storefront. And based on each typology, it's used for a specific purpose. For example, a storefront or a store might use it so that customers can literally see inside. It's almost as if they're advertising the products from outside. So I'll now hand over to Mansell. Yeah.
Okay, so for the sample model, the Revit sample model, you can see in the image on the left that all the curtain walls used in the model were highlighted, and they were blown up to show the different situations they were used in. So, for example, as you can see in type 1, they use curtain walls in order to define a main entrance. go into type 2, you can see they use it just as a regular fixed glass window. Type 3 is another main entrance, but it has even more panels at the top. And type 4 is your typical curtain wall. It's basically storefront, but it creates a certain effect and allows stores or restaurants or whatever to display what is on the inside and also bring in natural light. Thank you.
Oh, that's it, yeah. Yeah.
All right. So the part that I want to know is, what about, like, where in Revit do I find a curtain wall? And because that is the part that should be as a part of the demonstration. So yes, we can see in this slide where it is in the building, right? But remember that we're also learning a bit about Revit as well while we're doing this. You know what I mean? So do you want to demonstrate that, Ansel?
Yeah, I can demonstrate.
You can just
You'll have to
open
make.
it and all right, cool.
So should I use the sample model or could I use like a regular?
Well, you don't have to use the sample model because technically you kind of showed the sample model and where it is. So you can just use, I mean, fine, you can just use Revit. It can just be a blank file.
Okay, no problem. Let me just fire up my Revit.
Right, so while you fire that up, I'll talk. So remember, guys, so a part of this presentation is, yes, the demonstration part, you show where in the building it was used, right? And like how it was used. But you also have to like demonstrate the feature as well. So you have to kind of bring up Revit and say, okay, this is where you find this icon. You don't have to go through, like, every tool has its depth. So you don't have to go through everything, but just the basics. There might be persons here who have never used the curtain wall tool, right? So now we know what curtain wall is, and we know where in the building it's used. But if for somebody who has never used the curtain wall tool, they'll be like, okay, I don't even know where in Revit I find that. So for those of you that are presenting next, remember you apart from demonstrating where in the building it is, I want you to also talk a little bit about the tool, you know, in the program itself, so we can all learn a little. All right. All right. So while Ansel gets ready, the next group, I don't remember who said they would go next. Just ready up yourself so we can go through. I might ask one or two questions for each group, right? And of course, it is the question is open for anybody to ask. So if you're curious about something to do with the curtain wall, then ask. All right, guys? This presentation is for you guys.
You guys can see my screen?
All right, I can see your screen.
Okay, so I'll just be taking you through a quick tutorial on how to use curtain walls. So usually you would have a regular 8-inch, 6-inch, or whatever size wall that you're working with. And what this is currently plan view. And then what you would do to apply a curtain wall is you go to wall, oops. All right, and then you go down, you'd select storefront or exterior glazing, or whichever one you prefer working with. I prefer working with storefront because I think it's more flexible. And then you just draw in your curtain wall where it will automatically embed in the existing wall, and you can see in plan view that you have this, I mean, in 3D view that you have this storefront wall, and you can also select different elements such as the panels, right? You unpin it and you can change the type of panel to, you can either make it empty, you can make it a wall if you need to. You can change the mullions to different sizes, and you can really manipulate it to anything you really want per se. It doesn't necessarily have to be glass. It can also be different materials and different styles and forms, etc. See it, I use shaded. See how this is solid and this is glass. Yeah. Yeah. And all sorts of change. Yeah, and I think that's the basics of curtain walls.
All right. I want to show you guys something. Are you able to all right, let me open it on my end.
Sir, so stop share.
Yeah, you can stop sharing from your end. All right, so question for you guys. Why, I mean, if I have a simple window, like if I have a building and there are some windows in there. So let me, do I have a picture? Where's my share button?
Is there a question for the class or for just our group?
For the group.
Oh.
For the curtain wall group. Just let me find my Zoom amongst all these windows. Here we go. Yes. Share. Over here. All right, yes. All right, share and share that. Right, so you guys can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So we have, you had mentioned that we have curtain walls here. I think you had highlighted this in your slide. Are these windows here curtain walls?
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
So if I wanted to, I was wondering, what's the advantage then of a curtain wall? Because I could put a window here and it could be a curtain wall. And it could, cause it's a fairly easy window. I can put, yeah, like even these windows right here. I can use the regular window tool or the curtain wall tool that you just demonstrate to me. So what's the advantage of using a curtain wall tool versus a window tool? Yeah, I'm trying to phrase the question to not give away the answer. I don't know if anybody here is considering the same thing because we showed the curtain wall, you showed some examples here, which is just a bunch of windows. So why couldn't using the curtain wall tool versus I could use the window tool as well.
Sir, I would think in using a curtain wall, you wouldn't read as part of like a window schedule. Right? No?
Okay, we're going a little bit advanced into schedules. But actually, if you're doing a window schedule and you use curtain wall, it doesn't become a part of the window schedule. So that may be a good or bad thing depending, right? So guys, a window schedule is where it lists all of the windows that you have in your building. And Revit does not consider curtain wall as a window. It's not a window tool, right? So, but there is one other thing that I want to point out apart from my question. So the curtain wall is great when you have a bunch of glazing beside each other. Because you can imagine that you would have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows, and you'd have to have a wall for you to insert those windows in, right? So I'm telling you this because I've seen student work where they want to put a bunch of windows beside each other and they use individual. So once you are stacking glazing, right, you want to try to use the curtain wall as much as possible. Cool. And generally in architecture, curtain walls are not necessarily classified as windows. So if I was doing a drawing and I decided that I want to use this window here, but I want to make it out of a curtain wall, which you can, visually it would look the same. But if you remember BIM, which is building information modeling, the I stands for information, meaning that in a traditional drawing, architectural drawing, where you have to list out your windows, you would have to manually count how much windows. So I would have to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there are 4 windows here, and then I would write it as text. When you're using BIM, you don't have to count. Your project already knows that you have 4 windows because there is information that is attached to every single element that you use in Revit. But if these were 4 curtain wall windows, then according to Revit's brain, oh, they're not windows, they're curtain walls. So it will tell you you have 4 curtain walls. It won't tell you you have 4 windows, right? So you use curtain walls where they should be curtain walls, and you use windows where they should be windows. And the idea is that you don't mix the two. One other thing I want to mention to you is that in Revit, you can also break the rules. All right. So I have the model here. And let me see where. Okay. So even though I'm not, well, all right, I'm just giving you feedback. I'm going to give you feedback as you present, right? There was a bonus mark in there for this group, but I didn't see you mention it. Curtain wall group, right? Your presentation was good, was to the point, but there was a hidden feature there. And it's about the building. And yes, you were correct in saying that these here are curtain walls. Oops. These here are curtain walls. And I'm spending a little longer on curtain walls, guys, because curtain walls is so important. Most of you are going to use curtain walls in your studio projects for sure, right? So I'm trying to just beat this dead horse as much as I can, so at least you get a little bit out of this conversation. So yes, you did highlight where curtain walls they were used here. But what is this? Do you know what these are? This goes out to any group.
Oh, so these are curtain walls too with different
Yeah,
infills.
then probably edit the family and then yeah.
Exactly.
Then
So
edit
this is why I want you guys to explore this model, because there are some hidden stuff in there for all the features. Not, well, it's not hidden necessarily for all. Some of them are obvious more than others. But these here, when you click on it, look at the name in the properties. It's called solar wall. So these curtain walls here represents solar panels, right? This
so
is one
the
of the
perfect
features,
one.
right? So this is one of the features of the project. The fact that this design feature here, it looks very futuristic. If you look on the where it is, if you look on the cover page, I thought I had it. Oh yeah, like one of these renderings. This is what it looks like, and you say, "Oh, that's a nice modern looking feature." These are actually solar panels. But as we're talking about Revit features, curtain walls was used to do this, right? So in this case, these are not glazing, but you're still using curtain walls. So I'm showing you this to say that you can use curtain walls to do other things. So for example, which building now? Almost every modern looking gas station that you drive past on the road have some kind of panels. Anybody know the Scotia building? Where is that again? On not Manningsville Road. Is Manningsville Road? Yes, it is Manningsville Road. Let me see if I can find it.
One on Constant Spring.
On Constant Spring Road, right. Um, if I can find, yes, you see it here. Where did it go? I just saw it a while ago. Yeah. Open in an image in new tab. Is this highway? Oh, that's tiny. That's so tiny. I was hoping to see a bigger one. But anyway, you guys can see this picture, even though it's not the biggest picture. It's not the biggest picture. But you guys can see this picture, right? So you can see that this is like curtain wall heaven. Yeah, and a lot of modern looking buildings use this, and you might also use this in your project. But look at these panels here. Can you see through Zoom the panel system that's right here?
Yeah.
Right. Now, when you're modeling in Revit, you could decide, I could make this out of curtain walls. The panels would just have to be like slightly thicker, and then the mullions would serve as the in-between parts here. So you can use curtain wall to build these panels as well as you can use it for glazing, as well as you can use it for solar panels, right? I'm just pointing this out to you that you can use the tool in other ways. All right. So as I said, guys, presentation was good. You did get a hard topic. It's an easy topic because curtain walls is very popular. But because it's very popular, there are other ways in which you can use it. You understand? But anyway, at the end of the day, guys, the purpose of this presentation is to get everybody to know stuff. So good job, guys, and I hope we learned much from that presentation. Do you have any questions for this group? I should say that before we move on. We've spent a little bit too much time on this topic, but that's okay. Anybody have any questions? Going once, going twice. And all right, thank you very much. Topic 2 group. Next presenting. Where's my grade sheet here?
Okay.
So remember, if in your demonstration slide, if you are not showing the model in your demonstration slide, then what you'd have to do is like what group 1 did, you open the Revit model. Preferably, I would say to open the actual model, the actual project. As a matter of fact, I would recommend that maybe just open it just in case, because in case I have a question or something to show you. Oh, I'm sharing, my bad. You can just refer to the model, you know? Whoever has the fastest computer. Because as I said, the model is a little bit on the chunky side.
Ready when you are, sir.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. All right. So we're talking about schedules.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get your group members down. Everybody in your group has registered for the class site, I hope.
I would think so.
All right. So You are, here we go. Even though you're not technically next on the list, I think it's so appropriate that schedules, because we were just talking about schedules a while ago. So I don't see Abigail. Abigail, did you register for the class side?
As far as I know, but I can do it again.
Uh, hold on, don't do it yet. Because sometimes when I have your name 2 times, it causes more problem. Um, yeah, for some reason I'm not seeing. Let's see. I see Dorman. Costa is here. Yes. Um, all right, here what you do, Abigail. When as soon as you're done, Abigail and Elandra. You say you did it already?
Yeah, sir, I did.
All right. You know what? Don't worry about it. I will just add it manually, and then
Okay.
I will fill it in a little later.
Okay.
First name, last name, first name. Here we go. Just do it manually. All right. Go ahead. You're good to go.
So good morning, everyone. We are group 6 and we'll be presenting on schedules. The group members of this group are myself, Michaela Darman, Abigail Watson, Elandra Lewis, and Mr. Tarek Costa. Moving right along. All right, so the schedule overview. So a bit about its definition and what does a schedule include. So in architecture, a schedule is a structured table that organizes detailed information about specific building elements in a project. So instead of searching through drawings for details, schedules collect key data in one place. They're typically created within a software like Autodesk Revit and are directly connected to the building model. So what does a schedule include? A schedule can list information such as door numbers, room names and areas, window sizes, finishes and materials, furniture or equipment details. And some common types of architectural schedules may include what I mentioned before. So a door schedule, which would include a door number, size, material, fire rating, maybe hardware, window schedules, type, finishing, glazing, frame finish, room schedules, room name, number, area, finish schedule, wall, floor, and maybe ceiling materials for each space. Next, we have Abigail.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Super.
Wait, pause a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right, so we can sort of look at schedules as a bridge between the design schematic drawing stage and what becomes the construction reality. So in a sense, it takes the raw data from the design drawings, schematic drawings, design, and translates that information into organized, more easily comprehensible, information that can be easily referenced. So in a sense, it converts, drawings into technical and measurable information. So it's sort of a bridging of the gap between the design intent and the construction reality. So for the benefits, some of the benefits of schedules in the process of completing a building or project are organizing information, reducing errors, it communicates design intent, and it allows for facilitating efficient project management. Now, how are schedules able to achieve these things, these benefits? So they organize complex building data such as doors, windows, finishes, floor finishes, fixtures into one readable system. They minimize misinterpretation between drawings and construction by standardizing these specifications. They ensure that repeated elements are documented uniformly throughout the project, as well as acting as a shared reference for, architects, engineers, contractors, and suppliers. And also, they can even go as far as to help architects analyze repetition, hierarchy, spatial systems within their building or project. And so this video, this Revit video, will go through 5 ways to leverage Revit schedules and goes over some techniques that professionals in the field might use to enhance their workflow and just make it more efficient.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Super User Channel. Today, we will talk about schedules, the backbone of BIM, focusing primarily on the eye for information in BIM. Think of schedules as a live model, like floor plans, rather than a static list. This means that any changes you virtually make in the model are reflected in the schedule, but it also means that you can use the schedules to virtually change the model. I'll explain how you can leverage this tool for your advantage in 5 different situations. Number 1 is list and quantify modeled elements. 2. Adjust modeled elements, hosting level, offset, and total height. 3. Changing parameters value and adding new ones inside modeled elements. 4. Reduce repetitive drafting work. 5. Navigating through the model to find elements. List and quantify modeled elements. This point is about creating a standard schedule in Revit, such as doors, windows, and rooms schedules, which will list all these categories types and calculate its total amount in the model. You can create these schedules by clicking on View, then Schedules, then on Schedules and the Quantities. Here you can see all the categories that Revit can put in a schedule. For demonstration, I'll choose Room Schedule. Now this list is showing all the available fields, which are simply parameters that we will select to be part of our room schedule. Now this list represents the raw data taken from the rooms in the model, and it's only showing the data related to the fields we've chosen. Second point, adjust modeled elements, hosting level, offset, and total height. For example, in this project at the roof level, I have a parapet with unconnected height of 1000 millimeter. If I want to change the height of this parapet, I can manually select each parapet from the floor plan, then change its height. Or I can create a schedule to do it for me. From Schedules and the Quantities dialog box, I'll choose Wall category. Then I'll add the fields I need to know about the parapet, which are the base constraint, unconnected height, type, and finally, family. Then I need to filter by base constraint, equals roof level, then sort it by unconnected height, and lastly, uncheck itemize every instance. The result is a list of all the walls that are based on the roof level, but I can easily spot the parapet walls from its height. I'll type the new height value, and that will change all of them at once, changing parameters value and adding new ones inside modeled elements. While you are in the process of modeling your project, you are required to input enormous amount of data inside the modeled elements. Filling this data through schedules can significantly improve your workflow in comparison of manually selecting each element, editing it, and then input the data. For example, say you want to fill the type mark of the block walls in your project in order to tag them on plans. This time in the wall schedule, I'll add the family, type, material structure, and type mark. Then I'll sort them by type and uncheck itemize every instance. In this schedule, the family field is dividing the basic walls from the curtain walls, and the type field is showing the thickness of each wall, and the material structure is confirming which wall is built with a block material. And now in the type mark column, I can enter the wall tag value based on the information given in this schedule. For example, I'll type A, B, C, and D. In this way, I made sure that all the block walls types in the project are covered, and each one has its unique tag. In Revit, schedules are not limited to the available fields that are listed inside the dialog box. At any time, you can add your own parameters. By clicking on the new parameter icon, you can create a parameter by type or instance, or even a shared one. For example, I'll create a type parameter and call it finished material. Notice that it appears immediately in the schedule we created. Now I can fill the data I want inside it. I'll write wallpaper, for example. You can even change it to a shared one if you want to tag it somewhere in the plan. Reduce repetitive drafting work. At this point of the video, it's clear for us that schedules are useful in speed up data entry. But I created this separate point to talk about key schedules. For example, room finishes is usually filled in Revit using key schedule. But before we start creating one, let me first frame the problem for you. This is a standard room schedule listing all the rooms in my project. Now, filling the floor finish, wall finish, and ceiling finish manually inside each room is a lot of work. So what are we going to do to speed this up? Of course, a key schedule. Think of key schedule as a combination of key names that you define. And under each name is a collection of settings that are shared between multiple elements that is connected to this key name. Now, in our example, which is room finish schedule, we will create key names for the spaces in the project, such as private areas, public areas, and wet areas. However, under each name, we will put the floor finish, wall finish, and ceiling finish. Now, let's create it. From schedule and the quantities, I'll choose room category, but this time, I'll click on schedule keys. I'll call it room finish key schedule. Also, I'll change the key name to finish key. Note that the key name is already here, as it must be part of your schedule. Now, I'll add the fields I need, which are the floor finish, wall finish, and ceiling finish. Now we need to create the key names. I'll click on Insert Data Row multiple times. I'll create 3 key names only, which are the private areas, public areas, and common areas. But you can create as many key names as your project requires. Now I'll fill the data under each field, such as wood, plaster and paint, and so on. Now, since all the data is filled, we are done with the key schedule. I'll go back to the room schedule, and from the field dialog box, I'll add the finish key. Now, as we can see, I can simply click on the finish key and choose its associate area. And accordingly, all the room finishes will be filled automatically. Notice also that if we have a unique room that is not associated with any of the key names we created, we can still fill it with the data we need and leave the key name space as none. Now, if you are following along from the previous points, you know that we can enhance this schedule even more to speed up this process. Firstly, I'll duplicate this schedule since I don't want to mess up with my room finish schedule. Now in the new schedule, from sorting and grouping, I'll uncheck itemize every instance. And from fields, I'll remove the number field, since it's the only field that's forcing the schedule to show me each individual room. And now I can fill all the rooms types in my project in less than a minute, simply by choosing the right key name only once. And if we went back to the room finish schedule, we will see that the finishes are updated in all the related rooms. Point number 5, navigating through model to find elements. This is a quick one, but I use it all the time, and you might find it useful as well. If you select an element in the schedule, it will be automatically highlighted in the view, which is really helpful if you need to know its exact location, like a specific door, for example. But if you have only the schedule view open, You can click on Highlight on Model, and Revit will open a view that has this element visible in it. But sometimes the element you are looking for is not in the view range of any of your model views. And that is when I like to open the 3D view next to the schedule. Firstly, I'll select the element I'm looking for in the schedule. Then move to the 3D view and select Isolate Element. Then deselect it. Then check the section box, then reset the isolation. And now I can see its exact location in the model.
Okay, now handing over to Tarek, who will go through the sample model.
All right, good morning, everyone. Let me just share my screen real quick. Boom. Share. All right, guys, can you see my screen?
It's coming up.
It's loading. There it is, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're basically just going to go through creating a schedule with the model that we were given. And as discussed before, a schedule can be used for several stuff. You can use it for wall types, rooms, windows. But for today, I can't move this. Okay, I can't move this. So for today, we're going to be creating a schedule for rooms. So first and foremost, we have to select view in order to generate the schedule, and we can see at the drop down you have schedule. So you just select schedule and we go to schedule quantities. So once you select that, you can simply search for which element you need. So for example, if you wanted walls, you could search for that. If you wanted windows, you could search for that. Or we're doing rooms, so we're just going to search rooms. So okay, select, let's type in rooms completely. Enter. So once you do that, it will um then generate the properties. So this is where you select what you want to represent for rooms. So we want to represent area, and anytime you click, you have to select the arrow to add it. You can select area, ceiling finish. You can select, let's see what else is there that we could use. You could use level as well. Let me see what other finishes. Floor finish and wall finish. I think room number would be good as well. Yeah, room number. Okay, so once you select the fields, you press OK, and then that generates the schedule. So with the model, a lot of the stuff were already selected, but we kind of wanted to do a quick walkthrough of how you could add and edit this schedule. So to add a new field, you go to the properties panel. 1 second. Properties. Hold on.
Just right click and go properties. I think it turn it off. Yeah. Or
Properties.
go to view and turn on properties. It just turn off.
Okay. View.
On the user interface to the right.
User
Right.
interface.
Keep going right. Keep going right. Keep going right. All
Properties,
right.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So this one. Yeah. So you can select it and you go to properties and you can select fields, edit, and add field. So base finish, yeah. So from this now, you can select anything else. For example, volume to add. Okay. Next thing that we would like to do is to edit the typo. It's as simple as selecting to change the name, for example. Or you can do that simply by doing this. What else? We like to group them. So for finishes, wall finish, ceiling finish, you can select and drag. Let me see. Wall finish. Select. 1 second. One second, guys.
Yeah. Revit is kind of funny. When you're dragging it, it does drag even if you don't see it. It's not so
All right,
visually evident.
yeah, because I
Just,
did it before. I don't know what's
right,
happening
just
now.
deselect, then drag now. Go on, drag now.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
see?
you carry
Keep
it till you
dragging.
drag it over.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. Header. Drag over titles and headers. Okay. So I have to go to properties again. Titles and headers.
Oh, it's because you close the properties. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not convenient at all.
Go back to user and turn it on.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So it's selected still, right? So view template, view name, face, fields, sorting, grouping, formatting, base. Yeah, it's not popping up now.
Well,
Hold on, let me try again.
okay. Let me make it. What are you trying to do? What are you
Show how to
demonstrating?
group it.
All
So
right.
for the
Yeah,
finishes, we
yeah.
can group all the finishes together.
Right,
So
right, right. It's up the top. On the modify the green up the top, the tab. Yeah, see group there.
okay, group.
Right. There you go.
Yeah,
Right.
so you can just add general idea of finishes. And so for example, if you have different types of walls and you're doing a wall, or you could speak to or maybe something structural as well. Just to say for example. So yeah, we can do that to group. What else? Yes, to fill the fields that you see generated here, like floor finish, wall finishes, you can make changes to that by selecting the rooms. So when you select the rooms, it generates
Can you put them side by side so that you can
the
show
schedule.
how it's live? Yeah, put them side by side.
Okay.
Hmm. Just drag him out. Yeah.
Drag
Just
it
drag him
over.
out.
Okay. Yeah.
Where it
No, that
gone?
didn't work.
Just drag it. Click and hold and drag it down or wherever, and you see it pop up. I tell you what, let's go up the top and choose tile views. It would do
Tile
it for you.
views
Yeah. Oh no, you're there already. Go to the right. It's under view. All the way
on
to
the
the
view.
right. All the way to
Okay.
the right. Tile views. Yeah.
Tile
There you go.
views.
Yeah. You can
Okay,
just
cool.
close the cover. Cover, you know, use the cover view. And yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So to edit something in this, you can just simply select the room that you want to edit. Hold on. Yeah. And you're supposed to be able to see the different stuff. So you're supposed to be, hold on.
Click it again. Mm. Wait.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, no, this will
tab
get to me.
right. Tab in. Go again. That is the title. It's not the room. So you know in Revit
Okay.
when you have to
Select the
tab.
room.
There it
Cool.
is. Wait. The X. Go again. That's the room.
All right,
Right.
lovely.
Mm-hmm.
So for base finish, you can edit the types of finishes as you see here, wall finish. Or you could put cladding, for example, timber cladding and timber cladding. Yeah, this is commercial retail. So you can search for the name commercial retail on the schedule and it should change. And the thing about it as well, whenever you select it, anytime you change or you add a name, it pops up here for the other options as well. So that's one way that you can do that. All right, and for the schedules to remove can be a bit tricky. You can't simply just select one of the sites to remove it. So there's a specific way to do this. And you have to go back to the properties, which left again, user interface, properties. Yeah, so you have to go to properties and then you select filter. 1 second.
Yep. Mm,
Hold on,
right,
sir.
not
Give me
properties. Not properties. It would be well, I'm not sure what you probably modify. Right.
wait,
Not
1
not
second, sir. Give me 1 second.
okay. All right.
All right, sorry about that.
Mhm.
Properties, filters.
Right. I think it's you want to filter the schedule, is it?
Yeah, so to basically remove a field from the schedule.
Um, right. It would be you would click on the schedule
Schedule.
and click anywhere in there, no matter. And then you go up the top to the same modify schedule, the green. Up to the top, yeah. I think it's under that.
Um,
Is it
supposed to be
is it that
filter.
one? I'm not sure
No,
which one. Oh, no, you're right. You got the properties on your right. See filter there.
right,
Down, yeah.
filter. Right, edit.
That's what you're looking for. Okay, cool.
Okay, so after you select filters, you can type in the name of the area that you want to remove. So one of the fields that we added was area. And in order to remove it, you can't simply have equals. If you select equals, it's going to show you what you selected. So you have to select does not equal essentially. And what that does is it doesn't delete it per se, it just doesn't show it on the schedule. So you can always activate and deactivate and reactivate any particular field in the schedule. Yeah, and that's basically the demonstration that we have for the model.
Okay.
Thanks, Tariq. You can stop sharing. All right. That's the end. I know we open for the next question.
Okay, all right. Well, very in-depth presentation. Schedules is a slippery slope. It's a rabbit hole. It's and I think you guys kind of slide down a little bit of the rabbit hole, but you didn't drown, which is good. Which is good. Now, at least 40%, 30 to 40% of the stuff that you spoke about schedules probably goes over a lot of our heads in Revit, right? Like if I put any random person on the spot now and say, what did it say about parameters and how you add parameters? Maybe some of us would be like, what? Par what? Right? And let me just tell you, that is fine. Let me just tell you something. You can almost think of Revit in terms of levels. And I could define it, I could split it into three levels. I would say that we are at the kind of beginner level, introductory level, which is using the program, which is using the wall tool and the door tool and learn how to put stuff on the sheets and labels and all of that. Think of that as as level one. Level two in Revit now is when you start to go into the information, right? So you see a lot of the things that you guys showed in your presentation, parameters and editing values and filtering and all this type of stuff. You realize in your presentation, compare it to curtain walls, you have just been showing a lot of data, right? And I'm guessing that when you guys did the research for schedules, there was probably a lot of data talk. Am I right, guys?
Like it was two. Like on one end it was just basic what are schedules, and then it went into all the parameter talk
Right.
and date. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it as I say, it's a slippery slope. And that is because you are now entering the gateway into level two Revit, right? So when you see people out there that say, "Yeah, man, I know how to use Revit," or when you sign up on the application form for the job and say, "Do you use Revit?" "Yeah, man." Right? If I was the person doing that interview, I would try to gauge whether you're a level one Revit, level two, or level three. So level two Revit is where you're able to swindle data. You're able to you you are able to you could simply tell me how much rooms are in this building, what are the sizes of the rooms, what are the finishes. You understand? Or you could just do something simple as how many windows are in this project? If I ask you how much windows are in, you did a studio project in Revit, and I ask you how much windows are you in there? If you go into model view and you start count 1, 2, 3, 4, you're level one Revit, which is fine because we have to start somewhere. But if I said to you, tell me how much windows are in this project, and you say, oh yeah, man, bam, let me just whip up a quick schedule, do a little calculation. Ah, there's 23 windows. You following me, guys? So,
Yeah.
right. So the more you're going to Revit now, and you start to go up to this next level, you're going to be dealing with a lot of parameters and properties and all that kind of stuff. A lot of the information, right? And level three Revit now, yeah, that is when you can like make magic. So just touch on it shortly. Level three is where you is almost like where you make your own tools. You program your own features in Revit. So for example, okay, what ratio of doors do you have to windows? Show me that on a graph. Revit can't make graphs. You'd probably have to go into Excel and put door equal 23, windows equal 50, and then you generate a chart based on that in Excel. So level three now is where you are creating your own tools. So you have persons, yes, that exist, that can create a graph in Revit. They create features that don't exist. When you buy Revit and it comes with the features, you say, I want a new feature, I'm just going to create it. So level three now is where you're doing like programming, right? And very much I'm not at that level. Like I don't make my own features in Revit, right? But you guys are in the middle of like level one. You're still kind of learning the basic tools, but already you're running up into data. You're realizing that Revit is all about the data. And if you're using Revit and all you're doing is modeling and drawing walls and windows, then it's like you're only using a third of the power of Revit, right? The next step for you to go to is like stuff that what you're showing. So I just want to tell you guys that. And so I love the introduction. I love the fact that you mixed a little bit of both. You kind of explained it, which show that you know what it is. The video that you showed though is a little too long. Like you did, the video covered 5 steps. Really and truly, the first one and the last one is really kind of all we need at this level. Because if you're like, I'm not going to go through parameters and those things with you in this major project. I mean, there's just no time to do it, right? I'm going to be focused, kind of more on the level one and touch a little bit of level two. But we're not going to be doing a window schedule and a door schedule and things like that. And you find that in architecture schools, we don't normally do that. Um, you kind of learn how to do that when you go in the industry, when you go into the specific office that you're going to work in and so forth, and you start to do closer to construction drawings. So we're not going to actually be doing schedules, which is why I'm happy that you guys presented on it so you know what it is. And even if you don't remember all of the parameter jargons that you come up with, at least you know that Revit can do this. You know that you don't have to count every single window in your project. You don't have to if for your studio project you have to show the area of each room minimum, you probably have to show the areas of each room. I'm hoping that you guys can come out of this presentation and you know that, oh, I don't have to draw square boxes in each room to tell me the area. I can just generate that in a schedule, right? Okay. Oh, can I share? Let me share now. Right. These presentations are too long, which is not your fault entirely. Maybe it's a little bit of my fault because I keep talking to show you stuff. But I want to show you stuff because it's stuff that you need to know. So, in your demonstration, you did use the building, which is good, right? That's good. And you did show you mainly demonstrated like how do I create a schedule, which is good. What I would say is that I mean you could really just have shown a schedule that's created already, right? But I'm glad that you kind of went into a little bit of how to create a schedule. I'm hoping that you guys can learn a bit about that. When you look in your and coming out of that presentation, guys, Revit has two boxes that you mainly use. There is the project browser, which is this thing here, and then there's a properties box, which is this thing here, right? So these are like your main go-to. If any one of these are off, you turn them on on the view. View has everything to do with views, including user interface. So I guess you guys kind of figured that out. Usually you keep them on. Who was presenting a while ago? The demonstration. Right. So usually you don't close it. You keep it on because almost every Revit you have these two guys always on. Anyway, I wanted to put this over here. I wanted to show you guys the part that I would want you to show in your demonstration is here where you have your project browser. This is where you see all of the views in Revit. So of course, one of them is schedules, which you did speak about, but this is how you access it. When you open this out, you have typical schedule and working schedule. Now, this is the reason why they have these two categories is usually one of them is to go on a sheet and the other one is just to have the data. Can remember I say this question. If I just needed to know how much Windows is in this project, you could just whip up a quick schedule to tell me that. That is not a schedule that you necessarily want on your sheet to print. That is just information that you're just giving me. How much Windows is in this project? Oh, hold on one sec. Bam, bam, bam. Yes, it has 53. So that is what's called a working schedule because you're not putting it on the sheet itself when you print. So, and this is not like a requirement, it's like a best feature. So when you go into an architectural office and you see they have the word working before anything, so you could have a sheet that's called working. Usually working implies that this is not the real sheet that you're going to deliver, it's like a draft, if you understand what I mean. So yeah, so notice that on the working schedule, all of these are white. What do these little square means? Anybody? What does these square means?
It's not on the sheet.
Exactly. It's not on the sheet. So you notice that none of these are on a sheet, right? But when you look in the typical schedule, some of them are on a sheet. Anyway, I'm just going to open one at random. So this is the door schedule that I'm opening. And just like what you guys demonstrated, this is all the doors in the project. And one point that I was waiting for you to mention, I don't think I hear you mention it. Schedules is just like Excel. Everybody here knows to use Excel, right? Or Sheets. Right, guys? Thumbs up. You know how to use Excel? Learn that from high school? Yeah. Good. And what is the main advantage of putting stuff in Excel? Apart from it's organized, what superpower does Excel have? Come on, guys.
Creating formulas.
Exactly. You can create formulas. No, you don't need to demonstrate how you create formulas. I just need to tell you this, that because this is like Excel, you can create formulas. You can say, tell me the total of all doors that is 3 feet wide. And you put that in a formula. Show me only windows that have a brown color. You understand? That's a formula. That's like a if statement. So schedules are able to do that. Right? And though I'm not going to go into that, guys. As I said, that is level 2 Revit. That is when you don't know how to represent everything graphically, you know, to use all the wall, window tool, and that kind of stuff, you start to learn about the information, because that is really you knowing Revit, right? Anyway, so that is schedules. All right. The hidden thing that I didn't hear you guys mention, right? Remember, in all of these, there's like a hidden thing, is that schedules, where is this thing here? Schedules don't have to be about the building. You remember this? Did you guys notice this thing here? This table that we've been looking at from day one? How do I mean, we didn't really use it, but remember, the purpose of this whole project is it's like a tutorial on using Revit. So somebody went out and did like a kind of a realish fake project and put everything together in a way that a real project would be put together. And then they created this table here. So if you wanted to learn how to add a ceiling, you could go to the appropriate level, right? And then when you click on it, why am I showing you this? I can just show you in the actual thing. Come on. So for example, let me bring up the 3D view here. And let me bring up where is that schedule working? How do I? So bring up the schedule and put this to the side. Dock this over here. And that. Right. And then it was like, how do I add a roof? You know, and they show you where, oh crap, this is right. They show you where to go to do it. So yeah, this is a little graphical glitch here. Let me go. So for example, when you click on some of these elements here, it's in the plan. Let me show you views. Let me just click on I'm just clicking on a random plan. If you remember, I told you about these blue icons that exist. And the idea for this is that if you want to learn about how you do doors, you click on this and it has a little link here and it takes you to the website. They were just trying to do something to help teach you about Revit. But the little hidden thing about schedules is that schedules don't have to be used to do anything like architectural stuff. You could just have a schedule with just random information. Like with this. Oops. Like what they did with this project where they created a schedule just to help you with the tutorial. Right? This is not telling me how much windows or how much doors are. It's just information for you, the viewer. It's just a random table that that's not necessarily speaking to architectural elements. All right. I swear we need to be going faster. So the next group, I think I got a message saying that families wants to go next. Before I jump to that, is there anybody who had any questions regarding schedules? Any question for the schedule group? No? All right, schedule group, very thorough presentation, maybe a little bit too thorough, as I mentioned. You kind of got a little too deep there, but better that than not to have covered the points. So thanks for that presentation. It did well. All right, next group. Let's see. So we just did topic. What topic is your topic again? Schedules. You are
6.
topic 6, right? And you had 4 members? I mean, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Just making sure I have your dog. Pat. All right. So now we're talking about families. Um, who who is who is presenting here?
Yeah, good morning.
Oh, Mateo. All right, guys, no pressure, but families is like the most important thing in Revit. So let's say I will be, putting an extra keen ears to your presentation, right? All right, yeah, man. Do you think?
Yeah, so good morning, everyone.
Oh, wait, you sound a little muffled.
Yeah,
Is,
you can
is
hear
it
me? I think this is the headset. Give me a second, please.
okay? Yeah, sound a little like you're talking under your shirt.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, it's still a little muffled-ish, but I guess like we can figure it out. Go ahead.
Um, so
Yeah,
we'll
man,
be
you sound
present.
good now. You sound good now.
Okay, we'll be presenting on Revit families. We have Addison Williams, Shade Moreno, Lavina Thompson, and myself, Mateo Percy-Ketton. So firstly, we'll be defining what are Revit families. Then we'll be giving the industrial use case. Then we'll be demonstrating in the BIM model. So you think of Revit families, think of it as a digital building block of the project. So instead of drawing every wall, do let's say a chair from scratch, families would allow you to group geometry, parameters, and data into reusable components. So this will eliminate the repetitiveness of drafting, and it would reduce busy work, basically. So the family is not just 3D objects, but they are parametric systems that store information such as dimensions, materials, and behavior. So we have two main types of families you will encounter in Revit. So we have system families, loadable families, and in-place families. So with the system families, the system family is the built-in components that came pre-installed. They form the fundamental structure of the building model. So we have walls, floors, roof, ceiling, stairs. It's just like some examples you'd find in the system families. So basically, we'll tell you how the software operates, and you can delete them. You cannot delete them, and you cannot save them as a separate Revit file. However, they are still parametric, meaning the properties, such as the materials, the thickness, layers, and the structural function could be modified within the project. Next, we have the loadable families. The loadable families are basically the customizable and reusable components. So the loadable families are external components that can be created, imported, saved, and reused across different projects. So we have doors, windows, furnitures, lighting fixtures, plumbing fixtures, and a lot more basically as examples. And these families can be saved as separate Revit files, RFA that RFA, to be specific, and can be stored in the library for future use. They are highly flexible and parametric, allowing the changing in dimensions, materials, and different data that can be embedded, such as the cost, the manufacturer, fire rating, and lab moves. Then we have the in-place families and the model-in-place families. So the model-in-place families are a project-specific solution, and these are custom components created directly within the specific project. So they're typically used for designing elements, complex geometry, and different architectural features, basically. So some examples might include, let's say, a custom reception desk, a sculptural facade, a unique shape built-in feature. So unlike notable families, the in-place families are not intended for different videos in different projects.
We're not getting any audio on this one. Maybe it's you have to share when you go back to the share button and check the share audio. And also check the option to optimize for video as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I was testing on my.
Okay.
BIM and some concepts behind BIM, how BIM could be of help to firms that are not currently utilizing it. And one of those benefits was time savings, right? That comes as part of using this in your design process. So one of the tools that we can use in BIM is obviously Autodesk Revit, and that's probably the biggest tool that's out there. We talked about that in order to utilize the time savings, we need to do a lot of preparation ahead of time, basically invest our time upfront so that we can derive the benefits down the line. I guess if I'm using Revit in my firm or I'm looking to use Revit, what are some things that I need to start doing upfront?
Yeah, that's a great question, Boris. Thanks. One of the things I've noticed when a company is migrating into Revit is that, the biggest barrier of entry for them is actually the content within Revit itself. Things like families that, don't necessarily come out of the box with Revit. Establishing that library of families early on will really help a firm, whether it's a small firm, medium firm, or even a large firm. It would really establish the groundwork for that, the efficiency that we talked about in the last episode. And to put it, in really simple terms.
Okay, so that video was basically about one of the ways how families enhance the workflow in Revit by being very time efficient in the industry. So one example is how a large company can use standardized door and window systems in large projects. So for example, for a hospital or apartment complex, they would create standardized doors with different parametrics like width, height, material, and fire rating. And that same family can be reused multiple times in the project. And when you edit one family, it automatically transfers the design changes throughout all the doors and windows that you have placed in the project.
Okay. Okay, so to begin, when you open up Revit, you open up anything on Revit, to upload any sort of family, you're gonna go into Insert, you're going to go to Load Family. This would open up the file that comes with Revit when you download it onto your system. And you can use it for any family. So let's say we want to add doors. We go back into doors and we can pick from any one of these doors to upload a load into Revit, and you open, you click whichever dimension you want, okay, and you go into door and you click in properties, and the door that you wanted to upload should be here, and you click it and you would upload it onto your file, the wall, whatever you want it to load into. With regards to let's see, for this project, we could click on this table set and we can also edit the family. So we can remove this chair if we wanted to. We could edit this group. We could change the dimension of the chair further by editing the family. So we could do that if we wanted to make the chairs bigger. We can also remove this chair if we wanted to. If we didn't want 6 chairs around the table, we could do that. We could remove this entirely, or we could go in properties of the family and change the circumference of the table to add more chairs if we wanted to. We could make it smaller. And that is basically the use of Revit families within the system. Well, the file when you download Revit. If you wanted to if the family was loaded already, you can also go into load family load Autodesk family, which comes with all Revit models 2021 and up. But you don't necessarily need to go to the load family from the file system that you have when you download Revit. You can find most of them here, because sometimes Revit does not download that file. So you can find most of them here, and you do the same process to load it into Revit. Yeah.
Okay, so just to summarize what we just went through is Revit families are smart, usable digital components that eliminate repetitive visual. They are categorized into 3 types, which are system, loadable, and model-in-place families, which are very relevant as they are the intelligence behind BIM. They aren't just shapes, they are data-driven components that ensure that a change in dimension in one updates everywhere. They store vital information and they keep designs consistent across the entire project. How they are used are like the primary tools for building and documenting a model. They quickly swapping components to see real-time impacts. Could be useful for design testing, automated scheduling, which is instantly generating accurate builds of materials, and coordination, which identifies clashes, example, pipe fitting a beam before construction begins. And that is it for our presentation. We open the floor for Q&A.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Very to the point. Well, what I would say is families is also a very slippery slope. If you're just if you're just hearing for the last presentation on schedules and wasn't that scheduled presentation again? Darman, right. Mentioned that you're probably inundated with so much data information. So family is like that. But this time around, you guys stayed more on the surface and didn't go too deep, right? I don't know if you saw that. Wow, families has so much stuff. So let's just not fall into this bottomless pit of explaining what families are. Anyway, you did touch on the main points. I like that you bring up that there are three types of families. That this one is important because I think sometimes when we're using the program, we just kind of click on anything and I need that door. Oh, let me just download that door. Or oh, I need this thing. Let me just click. Like the you have the ones that are built in that you mentioned before, and then you have the ones that you import, and then you have the ones that you use on spot. They are not meant to be reused. So in your demonstration, you kind of focused on one of them. So you never, you know, you didn't necessarily explicitly show that, hey, oh, by the way, can let me go ahead and share so you can stop sharing. Or I think I can stop it for you. Right. Yeah, here we go. Right. So, what was I doing here? Oh, I was doing this. Right. So, for example, you mentioned the three types of families: the built-in one, the one that you import, and the one that is like a one-time use. So you explain the one that you import. So, for example, you showed like a well, let me show. Right, it was like one of these guys here, one of these tables here, and that you could edit the family or you could import it. And when you import it now, you have a list. You have a curated list of families that comes with Revit, right? So whenever you go to architecture and go to component and go to load family, usually it drops you in this folder that has these different categories. Let me list it for you. And you can pick from these categories. So there's a curated list from Autodesk. But you guys didn't mention that you can get families anywhere. Like families are, I mean, everybody here needs to have a curated list of families. So for example, where do I have this again? Revit. Yeah, I have like a whole thing of different families, different archives for different families. Like this one, Revit City. Most of you know Revit City, right? But that's not even my best list. Revit City is third on the list. Anybody know BIM Smith? Thumbs up if you know BIM Smith. No? Nobody knows BIM Smith? No? Oh yeah, one or two people. Yeah, good. So yeah, you got BIM Smith. These are all families that you can download. So that's also another important point. You don't have to get families from Revit. The other thing is you mentioned about families that you reuse, right? So like this table and chair, if I plan to use this in other places, I want to load it from the family. But you also have this one-time use family. I call it, it's like when you have single-use plastic, plastic cups, knives and forks or whatever. You have this single-use family called model in place, where if I just need I just need a little weird thing to be drawn here. Let me go to my 3D view. Maybe you want something that you only going to use here. So I just want a little weird thing to be drawn here. I would just use model in place. When I use it this way, it doesn't give me the ability to reuse it, so easily because it's not a family file that I can share amongst many people. Right. And then, of course, you have the internal family that you guys did mention, like the wall. The wall is a family. The window is a family. The curtain wall is a family, and it's built into Revit. All right. Now, what about the demonstration with the model? So, guys, family group. We're in this model. We're from. No, hold on. No, you did use the model. That table, that Abigail did was in the model, right?
Yeah, it was Shannon Abigail.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yes. Right. But guys, like um that is like me asking you, what did you do in architecture school? And you say, oh, we use AutoCAD. You know, you've only told me like 5% of what you did in architecture school. Like there's so much. So families are everything. Like these windows are families. Right? Each of these windows are different families, right? And if you notice, some of these windows are similar. So this is our groups. Let me go into this group here. Oh no, this is a link. Okay, let me open. Can I open it? No. I can bind it. Let me bind it.
Yeah.
Just
Excuse me.
yeah. What
Excuse me.
were you?
Yeah, I was wondering if we could just demonstrate something with.
Oh, so you guys. All right, go ahead, guys. Go ahead. Let me stop my share, and you can go ahead and show us where were families used apart from just the one little table. Are you able to share?
Yeah. So you stop the share. You close it.
Oh, I stopped it. My bad. I think I thought it was mine.
Yeah. Okay. You can see the screen, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, let me just get this thing out of it. Yeah, so if I go into 3D view,
Mm-hmm.
you have the families, the tree families, you have some modeling place family here. A lot of things we're seeing here is family, so I'll just demonstrate on this ball right here. So if we click the ball and go to edit family, you'd see that the ball will show. So if I wanted to, let's say, add another ball to it, you realize that um, he was a revolve tool. So you go to create, you go to revolve, and you set the axis line. So the axis line is so the axis line is the axis line. So if we go to the boundary line now, and you let's say run this down here, like with this with just the radius, and you add the connection to close it. And then you click it off, you see that we get another bar, basically. And we could load into project and close. But no, we're not saving it. We override the version and the parameters. And you see that each one will get the additional bar, basically. It would be the same thing for, let's say, a window, but that would be a different process. Uh, um, yeah, I think we could do the rest stuff. Like I don't think you could modify this tree, but yeah, you get
Right.
the
Yeah, man.
idea.
I get that
Yeah.
idea. Okay, cool. 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 Um, so you spoke about families that you can download. So you can get them from Autodesk, they're built in, or you can download them from websites. But what about when I'm creating, let's say it's something unique. I wanted to create a very specific type of table. So I can't find it anywhere on the internet. So I need to just create it from scratch. Oh, how would I go about doing that?
You go model in place. You model in place, but you want me to share screen again? Me share screen.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So you go to model in place, component model in place. Then you go to furniture.
Hold on,
And
hold on.
then
Your screen not come up yet.
uh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
then you go to component model in place. You scroll down till you find furniture.
Okay, all right. Well, no, you don't have to do it. You can just explain. So I get what
Oh,
you're
then
saying. No, in this major project, there's going to be a part of this major project where you're going to have to create some. So we're going to do family. We are doing families in Revit. It's families is a part of level one Revit. It's not like level two where we're touching on schedules and that more complicated stuff. So that question that I ask you, suppose I have to create something from scratch. You say we'd go to model in place, but but the I
you mean
compared model in place to single-use plastic cups, meaning I just going to use it in this project. But what if you're in a group and you need to create this family and multiple people are going to use it, which will happen in an architectural firm. You might go in a firm that uses Revit and you come across this, maybe you're doing some kind of old-time building and it have something that is uniquely in Jamaica. You're not going to find it on Autodesk or any of these websites. So they said to you, why, well, Mateo, I need you to build this so that we can all have it as a standard piece of furniture in the firm. What would be your workflow for doing that?
you go to file and create a new family. Okay.
Right?
One. And then you look for the template file, the furniture template, then you go and start your custom model.
All right, hold on, which is good. So this is the part now that I wanted you to also include. So families have different categories, and the different categories determines the different features, right? So we're going to tie this together with our last presentation with schedules. If you create a family and you create it in a category of windows, then Revit is going to identify that thing that you just created as a window. So for example, in our scenario that I bring up a while ago, and I say, all right, Mateo, suppose you have to build this very unique piece of furniture. Well, right away you said, well, we'd have to go to create and we would have to choose the furniture tablet. And that is an important point that I want to bring up to everybody. Because I could ask you, okay, Mateo, I want you to build this gate that we're going to use in a Revit project. What category would you put that in?
Railings.
In railing? In railing?
Yeah.
Right. Well, okay, that one was too. I want to build as you know, you have these churches in Jamaica, you have the steeple on the top of that element there on top. I want to build that. What category would I put it in?
Like generic model.
All right. So that's another point too that I'm glad that you bring up. There are some things that don't fall in any category. It's not as simple as a furniture. Oh, I added to the furniture category. But in the last presentation about schedules, remember a schedule will categorize objects in Revit according to the category that they're in. So There may be a case where I ask you, Matthew, to build a gate, but I don't want you to categorize it on the railing because I want that gate to show up in my door schedule. You get where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm trying to join everything that you guys have heard from, schedules and families or whatever. Right away we see that Revit is all about information and categorization. So families, you have different types of families, and families can be categorized. And how you categorize them will depend on how they show up in a schedule, for example. Okay, this is just some other general tips related to family. Not all families you have to go search the internet for them because sometimes you're looking for something very specific and you're not going to find it in Revit City or wherever. A lot of times you can achieve what you want by just modifying a family that exists already, right? And that was one of, so remember, in each of these, there's like a hidden thing. So far, nobody don't find their hidden thing yet, right? And you find these things if you guys watch the video. Remember, I gave you this video to watch, which probably some of you watch it and explore the model. Let me share this real quick. Here. How is our time looking? We've gone over. Like we're in the last hour and 15, one more. Right. So what is this, a group? Did I not bind this? All right. Let me open this. No. Did I? Oh, it never. Okay. All right. Manage links. And I'm going to. So I'm going to unmove it. No. No, I'm just going to open a new Revit. That's better. All right, give it a little while. All right, guys, I want to show you this thing. Ta-da. It's opening on my other screen. All right, see we here now. So I'm going to go to open. All right, here. Now I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to go to open sample project files, and I'm going to look for that project, but I'm just going to open the the facade. Yeah, here we go. Which is probably going to give me a read-only thing, but that's fine. Right. So I'm opening the same project, but I'm just opening the facade section, which is this. Yeah. All right, let's go to 3D view. So families are what was used to create all of these things. These are kind of crazy. Like, let me go to edit family here. Edit family. Like, I look at this and I say, boy, which crazy person model this now? Like, did they have to like, you know, um, get their mind in a certain place? You know what I mean, guys? What do you think of this? This is kind of interesting, right? Yeah, and
Yes, sir.
the way I have a friend that worked on from same CSA. This was for the cruise ship, Falmouth, when they were renovating Falmouth. So they had some buildings down there that they had to renovate. So he was working at the firm that was doing these buildings. And just like with this project, there were parts of the building that they had to preserve, but it had to be a part of the architectural drawing. So he was going through and modeling, like how we have some fretwork in some very historic buildings. And he was doing some crazy modeling in the fretwork. And I'm saying, yo, how do you even model this? So I'm not an expert on modeling in Revit. But I just wanted to bring this up to tell you that all of this detail that you see here on the facade, all of these very interesting, details here, they were all created in the family editor. So the family editor is not just for windows or doors or furniture, but it's for making very intricate, complex elements like what I'm showing you here. All right, guys. So that and here as well. So that was the hidden gem in families, right? So far, no group has found their hidden gem yet to get their bonus points, but you still did relatively well. As I say, family group, you kind of stayed on the surface a little bit. I mean, families are very critical to Revit. So yeah, we could have gone a little deeper, but you did cover the main point. So good presentation. All right. We're gonna fit in. I think we can fit in one more. Now I'm even doubting we can finish today, but we'll do what we can do. Because at the end of the day, guys, I mean, what I want you to do is learn through this experience, and I hope that it's opening your eyes to certain features in Revit. See the power of Revit. Who is going next? Oh, wait, before we go next, what topic is Mattia? What topic number is that group again?
It's 6.
No, man, we just did 6.
Sure, it's 5.
It's 5. Right.
Yeah, group 5, yeah.
And is everybody from, I hope everybody from that group is on the class list. So I need to mark the ones that present already. So we did curtain walls. So I will mark this as complete. We did families. Here we go. So that is complete. So Addison and Shadi. All right, who's going next?
Group 8.
And where did I leave out? I don't see Shadi's name on the list. Did you register? Yeah, I did it. All right, am I sharing? No. So group 8, what are view templates? Are you guys going next?
Yes, sir. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
So today we're going to be looking at view templates. I am Adriana Edwards with group members Shay, Francis, Deshaun, Sidiel, Joel Sr., and Tana Cooper. So we're going to look into what are view templates and understanding view templates. So first of all, what are view templates? So view templates, these are a safe collection of view settings. And instead of manually adjusting drawings, these are a collection of settings that apply them automatically. And it allows architects to maintain consistent visual standards and across floor plans, elevation sections, and any other drawings, just to maintain consistency. And view templates do not change the building model itself. It only changes how the information is displayed, and it can be customized. So view templates standardize visibility graphics, view scale, detail level, discipline, and annotation visibility. And they exist to ensure consistency across drawings, to reduce repetition, prevent graphical errors, and to maintain coordination when documenting construction drawings. And architects use this on different plans and sections and elevations, and it maintains graphical rules, and implications can be applied instantly and control how a model is represented.
So what are view templates control? You can create and use view templates for each style to control settings. The first one is the visibility, the graphics overrides. This consists of turning model catalogs such as walls, door, etc. on and off, and its visibility. It also has to do with both line width and transparency. Next is the view filter. This controls graphic change and role-based visualizations. Then you have disciplines. This has to do with phasing between existing and new, demoralize in modeling and toggling between architectural and structural discipline. This section is essential to coordination drawings, annotation and detailing. This area controls tags, dimensions, and detail elements, creating visual clarity and workflow control.
Okay, so why view templates matters in practice and studio. So the view templates are important in both studio and professional practice because they keep drawings and consistent. They keep the drawings consistent and they save time. And in studio, they help us to maintain a clean and more unified visual style across all our plans and our sheets for reviews and critiques. In professional practice, firms use like the view templates to control the graphics for the floor plans, elevations, the RCPs, and coordination views. So this ensures that every team member follows the same graphic standards. If you look at the first image, you can see the moment a view template is applied to a view. This is typically how offices set up consistent graphics across multiple drawings. The second image shows the result, a standardized floor plan where line widths, visibility, and graphic settings are controlled automatically by the template.
The third image shows how this consistency carries over to presentation sheets. Given they give them a clean and professional appearance without the need for constant manual adjustments. The last two images, they show 3D coordination views used in industries. View templates ensure that the architects and the engineers and the MEP teams are all seeing the model in the same way. So this helps with clash detection, coordination, and overall communication. So overall, view templates improve efficiency, accuracy, and consistency, both in studio work and in real architecture practice. We'll now move on to a short 2-minute video that basically summarizes how to use view templates in Revit.
View templates can save you a lot of time by applying a set of predefined settings to views in your Revit project. In this tutorial, we will show you how to create a view template in Revit step by step. To create a template, choose or create a new view and set up desirable visibility and graphic setting, such as view range, visibility, and graphic overrides. When your view is ready, open the View Template dialog box. Go to the View tab and click on the View Templates button. Create a new view template by clicking on the Create Template using the current view button. Name your view template in the name field. Choose a name that is easy to remember and descriptive of the settings you're going to apply. You can select settings. Choose the settings that you would like to apply to your views by selecting the appropriate checkboxes in the Include tab. You can customize settings further by clicking on the Edit button next to each setting. Click OK. Now you can assign the view template to your views by selecting the view and clicking on the View Template button in the Properties tab and choose the view template you created from the list of available view templates for assign. You are also able to assign the view template to multiple views at once, selecting the views you want and assigning View Template from the Properties tab. If you want View Template to be applied automatically to every newly created view, click Edit Type in the View Properties tab and choose Desired Template, which will be applied to the new view. In order to make the view template be assigned, click New View or Dependent on Template checkmark. Finally, if you want to make changes to a view that has a view template applied without affecting the view template, use Temporary View Properties button. In this case, you can easily switch between view templates. Turn off the temporary view properties when no longer needed and the visibility and graphic settings from the assigned template are restored. If the temporary view properties mode is selected again, the most recently used templates are listed for quick selection. That's it. Subscribe to the channel to keep learning new things with New Vision. Have a good day.
We will have a demonstration video of how the view templates work in Revit 2026 and Sean with that.
Alright, so good afternoon, good morning, class. So, a slight issue with the video, the windows for the window that would be popping up aren't being captured, but I can still explain what's happening in the video. So, what I basically did was, as shown in the video, is that you're able to edit the setup a template to just have all the visibility options that you'd like in just one clean, like one clean simple method. So then you'd be able to quickly switch back and forth between like different views. As you can see, I'm able to pull up a hidden line view with as you can see, there's also a section being applied at the top. I'm able to switch to consistent colors, able to change the background, and you should also
What video recorder I was
It looks like
using to do this?
someday it look the I use OBS, but the
Oh,
window capture it
yeah,
didn't capture the windows that would be popping up
yeah. It's all right.
for editing all the options. So like I'm changing sort of
I know. You're clicking on those magic
mm.
ghost
So you're gonna
boxes.
be seeing you should be seeing the results, as you can see, like with this view, as you'd have seen in the slideshow. I changed the wall colors as well as the section cuts to being orange too, just for more like an aesthetic view for the sake of like consistency with our presentation, as you saw. And then there should be another template that I pull up where I remove the walls, as we discussed that one of the purposes of new templates is to enable for better coordination and also to change, like turn on and off sections of the drawing that you would want to see and what you wouldn't want to see. So being able to, so it was overall demonstrating like everything that you can do with view templates. In African simple manner. Yeah, so this is the view that comes up without any of the walls that you can use for coordination, or you could use it for just looking around in the model, being able to see the internals of what you're working with just the floor planes and windows. And yeah, simply it's basically.
Yeah. All right. Now you kind of yes, I'm looking out for the secret thing that give you the bonus marks, and you're kind of close to it, but you never really touch on it. You kind of skirt around it. So let me see if you can get this bonus marks, right? So as I said, in every one of these topics, there is like I wouldn't say a hidden feature, but like out of the box way of not out of the box way, but like a not so obvious way that it was that this feature, the feature you're presenting on, was used. Um, and the idea is that I'm hoping you guys will come across that in your presentation, right? So, view templates, you are the closest. But I kind of need it to be more specific. So let me see. How would you describe? So I'm asking you this question now, right? View template group. What is one of the ways in which this project used view templates, choosing my words carefully, to efficiently, efficiently document this project? Yeah, yeah. What is one of the ways that this project use view templates to efficiently create drawings for this type project? What would be your answer to that question?
So the
You can bring up the
standardized the
model.
graph.
You
Okay.
want bring up the model so you can because
No,
you want me bring it up and yeah you have it open.
I don't have it open right now.
All right, fine. I'll bring it up because I want you to get it, So that's why I'm trying. I want it. I want you to have it in front of you, so that way. So let me share my thing. I'm rooting for you guys. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. So let me share my screen. Screen 2. Right. See where. Oops. Yeah, let me go to this one. Yeah, so what would you say is one of the, and I will want to say obvious. What is one of the ways, in your opinion, that this project use view templates to efficiently communicate the drawings?
Right. So,
Specifically with this project. Because you kind of explain things broadly, view templates can be used to ensure consistency between drawings and, which is good. You
so they
covered those
kind of
bases, but specifically in this project.
I think that they use the view templates to manage the different building types and the context element with the model. Because the project includes like a lot of structures and surrounding urban fabric and landscaping and all that. The view templates were used to control the visibility and the graphics across the different view types.
Oh, okay. So, I can't. This is a link. So this where specifically? Because, all right, like this view, I get what you're saying with this view, but I would kind of give you half for it because these are linked in from a different project. So this now belongs to the group that we're present on links. Did anybody choose links, by the way?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, but what you say is true. They use it to control the visibility of of as you say, showing the context different from the thing there, from this one. So yeah, I give you that point. So tell you what, I'll give you half, right? So I give you half of the bonus point, right? Anyway, guys, on the topic of view templates, right? One of the areas that you
Sir,
what?
but I also state another thing.
What's the other thing?
So right. So because the project includes like the several buildings within the model, whoever did it likely created specific templates for floor plans, elevations, and 3D views. So instead of like adjusting each view individually, they could apply one template to multiple levels or buildings at the same time.
True. Yeah, true.
Yeah. And
right, which is a valid point. That's a valid point, and that's what they did. So there is a certain secret superpower to view templates, which you mentioned. But there is one that a lot of people sometimes don't realize the power of it. So firstly, let me just touch on specifically what they did in the project. So yeah, the interesting thing about this project is that they were able to do construction drawings and presentation drawings in the same document. So for example,
wait, sir, real quick. Can I suggest some considering I went through them? Is it the view templates that considering I touched on, is it view templates that removed some of the like remove the wall so you could see the structure. So that would allow for coordination for both the architectural presentation and for the people who would be doing like the structural stuff.
Okay, yeah, man. So okay, good work. Is you know that when the buzzer goes off and somebody just take the shot from down the end of the court and it happened to just score. So yeah, you did that for your team. Congrats. So yeah, guys. In this project specifically, view templates were used to isolate different areas of the building. Remember, so you kind of touch on it, you were demonstrating how to use view templates, but specifically in this project, uh where is it again? Is it on the render? This has so much different under views, and then no, I think it was under coordination. Or that was a subcategory under coordination. Under coordination, right. Beams and wraps and so forth. Right. So they use view templates to show where all of the load bearing beams are, different from where is certain walls only. Like for you, imagine if you went into each of these views and hide, and then go to another view and hide, that would be a bit crazy, right? So yeah, they use view templates to help with the coordination between the different people and the architecture and the finishes and all of that. And they use it to separate out all of these elements. So congrats, guys. You guys were the first group that kind of nailed it on the head of a specific way in which the tool was used in your project to help communicate the project. All right. All right. So yes, confetti. I want to expand. So this is the last presentation we'll do today. We will do for this class. What did I want to touch on? Right. I did want to show you something important though, which I think will be useful for you in this level that we're learning Revit in right now, right? I think I'm gonna use a new project because this project is filled of all kinds of stuff. All right, so let me just jump to the 3D view. So let's say that you have this wall. I'm gonna just draw a random kind of building like that, and I'm gonna throw some windows in there. Some random windows. Yes, not my best design work, guys. I know. Throw some doors in there as well. Throw some doors in there. Right. And how about we at least let these windows be on the same height? So I'm just going to select everything here and go to filter and just choose all windows, and then we can at least make the windows be all 3 feet from the ground. Yeah. And we can at least let the walls be 10 feet high. There we go. Right. So it's now suppose I wanted to isolate the windows or hide them or whatever. Yes, you're right. I can use view templates to go in and I can create a template that hides all windows. But let's say that this window here is special for some reason. Okay. Because it is right next to this door. So I want to create a view template that will hide all windows except this window. How can I do that using the view template? View template group. Because this is something common. You guys will use Revit to do stuff during the semester, and you might have whatever, you might have some reason why you want to isolate something. I'm hoping after coming out of this presentation, you are not like, okay, let me select this window and select this window, and let me right click and let me hide in view, and then you go to the next floor and then you select this with no, coming out of this presentation, you know that you can just go into your view template. You can just create a view template. So I can go to view template, and I can go to create a view template from view. Here we go. And let's call it, hide all windows. Here is my option. This was the invisible box that you were clicking on, guys. So for those of you that was watching the presentation, this was the box that didn't show up in the recording. So I want to hide all window. I can just go over to the model tab, which is here, and I can just select windows and I can turn them off. And I need to apply this view template. So here, I need to click here and apply the hide all window view template. And now they are hidden. Well, they are hidden, but this part isn't hidden because this is a mountain. Why is it? I'm sorry. Let me go back here. Did I not hide the windows? Yes, I did hide the windows. Is it because... Okay, you see, whenever you're hiding something and you're using view templates and something isn't hiding, what you can do is select the other elements. So when I click on this, notice what kind of object this is. Are you guys seeing that? It's a generic model. So it's not categorized as a window. And when I click on this, this is also a generic model. So it's not categorized as a window. So now I know what it is. I would go back into view template, and I would just hide the generic model category as well. And now that view template allows the window to be hidden. So yeah, that's simple view template. But let me use the doors as the example. Now suppose I wanted to do this, but I want just this door to not be hidden. How would I go about that? View template group. Anybody has a suggestion? What about beyond the view template group? Where is it, Ansel? You never come across this challenge yet?
There was a challenge.
I want to hide all doors except that one using a view template.
Oh no, yet.
Anybody else have any ideas? How can I do this? Okay, no ideas yet. Okay. Oh, hold on. Mm-hmm.
I think you select the door and then click edit type and you add or use an existing parameter and then give that one door a unique value.
All right, cool. You're getting warmer. So let me use one of these parameters. Let me use description, right? And I will just name it special because for whatever reason I don't want to hide this door. All right, and then what happened now?
The filter can reference the description parameters. So you can set a rule like for the in the view template, you go to filters. I'm trying to remember.
All right. Well, guess what? Just for what answer you gave me already, I have to go try give give you specifically some bonus points for that. Right, Joel?
Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
man. Yeah, man. I'm going to give you some bonus points for that. You are exactly right. There are some
Thanks.
things, though. So, firstly, I wouldn't go to edit type, though. You have the right concept, right? Because what happens is that if I go to edit type and I name this description special and choose OK, when I go to every other door here, the description is going to be the same special because the doors are the same. So I could duplicate the door and create a new type. That's one option, right? Probably more complicated. But what I would do is to make this door unique, I don't even have to go to edit type. I would just go into the maybe like comments, right? So this is what you call out here is what you call the instance options. And when you go to edit type, it's called your type options. So the simple explanation to that is if I go to edit type and change something, it's going to change for all the doors. If I go to edit type here and I say I want the door to be 4 feet wide and I change 4 there, choose OK, then all of them is going to be 4 feet. But if I go to this here and instead of going to edit type, I change the settings out here, which is called the instance settings, then only this door that will be applied to. So for example, applying the door swing, and I say I want it to swing 30 degrees, then only this door will swing 30 degrees, which I'm not seeing it here. Oh, because this is only in plan. So if I go to plan view here, you see that? Only this door swings 30 degrees. So as I said, Joel, you are on the right path, but I wouldn't use the edit type. So what I would do here, I would go to this door and I would give it something unique. So in maybe like comments, I can say special, right? So if I go to this door comments is blank, but this one here is special. So that means that, all right, this door has a unique thing about it. Then, as you mentioned, I would go to edit type, right? And sorry, not edit type. I'd go to view templates and I would go down to filters. And the reason I'm explaining this to you guys is that I want to progress you guys from level 1 Revit to level 2. And this is a part of doing that, using the information. So remember I tell you that to really use Revit, you need to take advantage of the information, the I in BIM, to get what you want. So when you go to filters, I can create a new filter. So I can say create new. And yes, another dialog box. And I'm going to click this new thing here and I'm going to say, I want to create a filter called special door. So here is that filter here called special door. Then I want to apply this filter to the category doors. Then I want to set a rule that whenever this filter is applied to this category door, it will, for anything that is a door and has a comment that equals to special, I want it to select that object. So I'm going to say okay. So I've now created a filter. So if I go to edit filters, it's still there. It's called, I should have put something there so you can see it. It's called special door. Let me rename it and put like some exclamation signs there so you can, so you can see it. So it's the first thing, special door, right? And remember what special door is, it's selecting the category doors, and in everything that is door that have comments that equal to the word special, it will select it. So now all I need to do is I need to add a box. Where is that? Here. I need to add this filter here. And now what this is saying is that, all right, once I have this filter, it's only going to select based on the rules that I set a while ago. So I can say, for example, that this door should not be visible. I just turn off visibility, right? I'm kind of doing the inverse of what I said, but you get the point. So if I say okay to that, okay to that, okay to that, then only this door disappears. Even though these doors are all the same type, but this one here, because it has the comment that says filter, that says special, it disappears. So I just want to leave you with that example for the group that did view types. I just wanted to hopefully everybody understand. I didn't leave you guys too much in the dust. Right? Give me a thumbs up if you got it. Or we have to do this. We'll go over it again. Anybody got it? Any thumbs up? Say one or two. Cool. A couple. All right, good, good, good. Not everybody, but some. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to explain to you. When you want to do these advanced things in Revit, view templates is a way that you can do it. I mean, I would hope that you guys, after this course, you're not doing things the what do you call it now? The layman way, the manual way, like, okay, let me just click on this door and hide it. No, I want you to use now the industry standard ways because you're leveling up your Revit. Use the I in BIM, the information to get what you want out of it. Whether that is with your families and putting them in the right category, or with the schedules, or with filters. All right, guys, that is going to be it for the presentation today. We made it through 4 presentations and we have 10 to do, and this class was 3 hours. So by my calculation, the next class we have is 2 hours. That means we're going to even get through even less presentations by my calculation. Let me see what we can do here. I'm taking a look on my schedule. Give me 1 second here. Let me. Right. There's my schedule. Okay, here we go. Okay, so right, here we go. So according to our schedule, we have presentations today. So we have, but we wanted to go through, no, not this one, not this one. 3 presentations, right? Group 1 to 5. We made it to 1 to 4. We're not doing too bad. Our next topic is gonna be. So before you guys go, did anyone finish the first check mark? Which is, well, I saw some submissions. I didn't look at it in detail, but I saw some. Thumbs up if you finish levels, walls, grids, basic structural elements. Those of you who hit that check mark.
What was that, sir?
Anybody reach the checkpoint? They having their level, what we did last class.
Oh, yes, sir. I submitted that.
Cool. Thumbs up. I see some thumbs down. I see a couple thumbs up. let's see. I'm just looking at my schedule here. I still seeing some thumbs going. Cool. All right. Everybody start, right? Can I get a thumbs up if you have started? But I'm only I'm only getting one or two. All right. After this, we have, let's see, after walls, the next thing we have is floors and roofs. Bear with me a little, guys. I'm trying to I'm trying to figure out for class later what should be the best focus. All right, in order for me to determine this, I need everybody to give me a status update. And the easiest way to do that is I'm just gonna poll you guys to find out where we are. Because I need to balance between the presentation and the project. Oh, I'm seeing some messages. Okay. Hopefully we have some time. Am I right up against the next class? You guys have a next class like right now to go to? Anybody in this group? Okay.
No, sir. I think this is the only class we have today, but people are working on the
Yeah, man,
presentation.
I know. Exactly. I know that for sure. Right. So what I want to ask you guys is, have you reached, I would call this target 2? No, I'm going to say, have you started target 2? Because some people probably don't finish. Most people probably don't finish it. 2. And the BIM, individual project. Yes, no, wired. All right, guys, do that quickly for me because we are out of time. So target 2, let me put in bracket. Walls. What we say? Walls, grids, structure. All right, go ahead and do that for me real quickly, guys. Did I post this? Oh, hold on. Did I post it? Are you guys seeing it?
No, sir.
No? Save. Oh, I need to save it first. Okay. Hold on, it's coming. Are you seeing it now? Oh, launch. My bad. I didn't launch it. All right, go ahead, guys. I need to know where you are all at. So have you started? I didn't even say if you complete it yet. Started would imply that you are at least in the middle of doing it. Right? And you can answer honestly, guys, like you're not going to lose any marks. This is not for grading. This is for me scheduling. Because if I go ahead, leave you, then that would mean when it come down near to the end of the semester, everybody is going to be playing catch up. And that's what I don't want to avoid. That's what I want to avoid. All right, 7 people left. Come on, guys. I want to go and eat lunch, just like you. Everybody, 7 persons. These 7 persons that haven't. Okay. All right. All right. So here's what we're going to do then. Right? So most persons have not started. Have not started. I suppose that because study tour presentation is coming up. Here's what I want to do. Next week is going to be floors and roof, and then the lecture. All right. So we have next week to finish floors and roofs. Here's the deal, guys. When we come to class later, I want us to be, we're going to be working on finishing up walls and grids. So I'm going to give you a little extra time to do this. But what you are going to give me, or rather, what I'm going to do is the next presentations that we have, we're going to do that next week. And we're going to dedicate later's class to getting everybody to answer me yes by the end of class that you have completed walls, windows, sorry, what name? Grids, levels, and those things. The agreement is that everybody here would have had to complete that. So do we have a deal? I will put the presentations to next week, but you guys have to catch up. Those who have not started have to catch up in the lecture class. Do we have a deal? I see 1 thumbs up. I don't need to put a poll to ask you if we have a deal, right? You can just, everybody can just, okay. I seen 1 or 2. Okay. So that is what we'll do. So that would mean that some of you, let's see here. We have about 6 more groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of us did it already. So we have about 6 more groups left to present. So we're gonna go into presentations again next week. And we're gonna use the class later to finish your checkpoint 1. Because come next week, so in next class, we're gonna dedicate some of the class to the presentation. We'll do it in the lecture class. So in the lecture class of next week, we will continue the presentation. But in the practical class, we're going to move to roofs and floors, right? So we're going to be heading to roofs and floors. Now, if you don't have levels, walls, and grids, you cannot move to roof and floors. Do you understand me, guys? So you have to finish the checkpoint 1, or else it don't even make sense we even go into the roof spot. So I'm going to restructure the presentations to facilitate, to make sure that you guys keep up. And it is up to you to keep up. Remember that this is like 60% of your grade. Like, if you don't do this major project, like, just prepare to come back next year. All right? And I'm sure nobody wants to do that. So we will do the presentation in the lecture class of next week. That is in the evening. And then we will continue with the major project in the morning class. All right, guys. I suppose everybody is good with that deal? Yes? So I will see you later for just a little while. I'm gonna talk to you about the levels and grids if you have any questions with starting it. But guys, like, yeah, you need to, when you come this evening, finish up checkpoint 2. All right, guys, that's it for class today. It's been great. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you again later.
Williams?
Oh yeah.
I've been trying to only one of the link work for me, and it's the view B link. But on the mood board, the other links are not working for me.
Hold on, go again. Let me share. Oh, you're seeing my screen. Yeah.
So
You
the
say
links
on
on the mood board. Yeah, I only got one to open, but the other two is not working for me.
Hold on, what are we talking about?
Where the bubble diagram is, sir.
Yeah.
The sketches below. Yeah, those. I only got the view B, but the other two links not working for me. I don't know.
Oh, for you to download the sketch.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the sketch, you know. You can literally just screenshot it.
Screenshot it. All right.
Yeah, that is the sketch. So you can just do it that way, just in case. I don't know why. Might not be. Yeah.
Sir, also one more thing. I don't know if you saw the message earlier. I don't know. Is it okay for the grade that I got for last year, which I did with the presentation? Is it okay to transfer that grade here?
No, you know why? Because the presentations changed.
Huh?
Well, the topics changed. I remember changing them.
Okay.
Because aren't you, which group you in again? Oh, you don't go yet. First, no, you don't present it. No, because the topics change. I mean, if it was the same thing like last year, then sure. But some of the topics probably recycle, but some of them
Yeah,
change.
like schedule, because I did schedule last year with Alex.
You did schedule last year?
Yeah, with Alex.
All right, fine, no problem. I'll use it. I'll look for it. Let me put a note here. Since you did schedules, and we did schedules already, then fine. Luckily, hold on. I taught you last year?
Sir, I did a class with you last year, sir. Just never got to finish some of the stuff. Like especially the last major project.
Right.
Yeah, got that one done.
Right, which is why I'm trying to put in measures to make sure that everybody finish the major project. So let me put your name.
I'm just gonna redo this one, sir. I just redo it.
All right. Mash it up. Here, redo it and mash it up.
All right, sir. Thanks.
Use grade from previous year. All right. Zone. Hi, Zone.
Hi, sir. I had messaged you as well as send an email in regards to independent study. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then also, but when I spoke to Mrs. Baker, she told me like what I was supposed to do, which I wasn't aware of, which is she was saying that I would have to attend the class, and then she was sending the form for someone, and then the grades would be entered, something along that line. So, but this is my first class because I wasn't aware.
So this is your first class?
Yeah.
So okay. So two things. Is it you alone that's doing this module this year, where it's not the actual, not the recommended year or whatever? How much are you that's doing that?
That I don't know. She did mention that some other people, but I didn't get a name or names.
You don't get an
so
amount.
I'm not sure.
Okay, cause all right, so yeah, that would be the recommended thing. The recommended thing is that you come to the class so that I can input your grades into my thing. And then we try find the next best times to do it. Because the thing is that for independent study, I already know a lecturer has to be available to do the independent study, right? And I know that I won't be available in the summer to do classes. But if you do the classes already, and I have your grades recorded here, then I can use the summer as an opportunity to insert them because I won't have any time to actually independently teach you in the summer, for sure. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
So which is why she said to come to the class. So fine. Yeah, man. So
Okay.
So pass that message on to the other persons as well, right? There will be no
Okay,
time to
sure.
have classes in the summer. So I'm not going to sign off on me teaching in the summer because I won't be available to teach. But if you already did the course with me now, then I will use the opportunity to sign you up for independent study and input your grades. All right?
Okay, sir.
All right. Cool. Any more questions from anybody else? Nope. Well, it was good having you guys. I will see you again later. Right? So remember, later we won't be doing the presentations. We'll move that to next week. Instead, we'll be working on the project. All right, guys. See you later.